Well, hello my friends, Furtado here, the Rebel Turner. Today, going to do another, which I haven't done in a while, the Droop over mushroom bowl. And it will be made out of that wood that I did, that tall vessel. And I believe, based on what people have been saying on Facebook and even one comment on YouTube, I believe it's sweet gum. So, you'll know that all my turnings, when I start them off, I'm always using this system between centers. I have yet to make a bowl or anything else with a faceplate or glue block. It's always been that or a worm screw. I like a worm screw as well because it allows me to do the center fully to the way I need it. But the so far, my need for anything else, and this is basically what I do to balance it off. But in this case, I'm looking as for balance of the wood and not necessarily balance on weight. But I put it up, and if it stops more or less where I want it to, it's just a little bit bottom heavy on this side, but it's not too bad at all. So I will tighten that up just the way it is. Okay, so here I am ready to start going on this. I'm going to use my 5/8 bowl gouge to get this started. And the first thing will be to work this area a little bit and create a tenon as soon as I can. Speed is 600 RPM. Yesterday I was working on that mushroom bowl, and it's got a pretty good size check over here and one on the top. The one on the top I'd be able to cut it off once I hollow it out anyway, but this one, well, there's absolutely nothing I can do with that. So I'm taking this off the lathe and leaving it aside. I don't think I want to finish it up. I could set this up with epoxy, seeing the hole is pretty good size. Do something even with glitter, but that's not for this piece. Something else. I think that the coloration on this is pretty nice. I hate to get rid of it because of the blotching that it has gone through, both from the base and then on the top. It's really a shame that you know something. I'm going to treat this up. I'm going to mix a little bit of epoxy and some I'll add some turquoise, but this time I'm going to add a little bit more than I did on the last one. I think the last one I might have skimped a little bit and it didn't give me the look that I was looking for. And part of that reason is that epoxy on its own will yellow up a little bit, and yellow and blue will make green. So therefore the look of my so-called turquoise color turned aqua green, which is not what I was looking for. And this is going to require very little of that. So anyway, and hopefully I can maintain this one to be the proper color. Stick. And I'm going, like I said, I'm going to mix enough of the glitter this time, so the yellow from the turquoise won't affect it as much. So I'm going to start it, filling this up, and see how this is going to do. Might be hard for me to get the actual metal flakes to go inside, so it might not even work to the way I was thinking it would, unless the gap was pretty wide, and it's not. A little bit of Yorkshire grit, and that will be the final on this. Well, I will be applying OB shine juice to it, but these are the final steps to this. The Yorkshire grit will get rid of small, very tiny surface scratches, not big scratches, and the piece doesn't look bad at all. Now I cannot get underneath these wings, so I'm going to rely on that being pretty much the finished piece under here. I can get up to the bottom of the stem, but not anything further than that without ripping my hands apart. So when you're doing those cuts underneath that area, take a little extra time and do the cuts as well as you can, because you're not going to be able to do a good sanding underneath there. Ton. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to be able to get this finish on here. Time to flip it over and do the bottom. Mix it up.
Where's the new one?
Huh?
Where's the new one?
Right over there on
It's
top
to
of the
replace
cans.
this, right?
Huh?
It's to replace this, right?
Yeah. Okay. This will be the method that I use for reverse chucking. It's not being made to be to hold it. It will only be to guide it. Well, I ran out of memory card. So I was talking away while finishing this, and I don't know if I recorded it all. Anyway, here's the finished piece, bottom. The cut on the base, it looks pretty good. I do have a couple of small tool marks going through here, but it's a rough cut and you really can't go in there too much, and you definitely cannot sand it, at least not by hand. Maybe with an extension tool, but even then you're limited because you've got all these wings, and the odds are pretty good that it's going to hit it, and either this will fly off or something will happen or your tool will be jerked. So it's a dangerous area when you're working on this part of this this type of a boat. But if you are able to do it, the results are always nice. And depending on how much character, how much indente, off, irregular the piece is, the better it looks on the end results. This one was a little bit uniform other than an oblong side. And depending where you find your center, if I found the center here, it would have been a little bit more balanced off. This wing would have been a little bit long on this side, and this one not as long on this side. So it depends. But I actually wanted to give it a little bit of a droop down look when I started doing it. The only thing that I did not want was this indent going so close up to the bottom rim. So I kept going on here until at least I had a concealed edge on it and not ending up exactly with it. So the bark would give you the same fine edging that you got all the way around. The wood, well, the wood in itself, by itself, without the brown spalting blotching that goes through it, would not be something that would excite me any. But these blotches, I do get excited. And this is the same wood I did, the biggest face that I did, which I believe it's to be sweet gum. At least that's what I'm getting from people on Facebook, my friends on Facebook, commenting on what they thought was the wood next. Originally, I thought of saving the lid from it and keeping it. But the lid is way too checked, and I'm not going to do that. So, I'm going to find something and put it on the lathe and do something nice with that. And let me see what it is that I want to do. I have plenty of wood, so it's not a question of wood. But I'm going to make it out of a piece of mango. So, gonna put this up on a chuck, make the base for it. Don't have to make a tenon because it fits in the chuck just the way it is. I'm just gonna work the tip, the shape that I want, and the piece to go in to fit into that. Here it is. Nothing fancy, no frills, no nothing. Just a lid. And a lid that is functional and good fitting. Well, it's a little tight, just ground it down slightly. And here it is. Not so crazy about the point on this. You know, and that's the thing, when we do things, unless we're going off a model or something that somebody else has already done and it appeals to us, what we make and what comes out sometimes is not in tune or in sync with the rest of the piece. That's why it's important sometimes to maybe look at some reference things, or else you end up with things like this that don't necessarily make sense. It works without it. It works with for some people. Well, hope you like it. A droop over bowl. And by the way, it's dug up on the inside to about here on the base. So I went pretty deep on the piece, even though the bowl is only this part right here. But I went into the stem to keep it maybe from splitting up. So, thanks again. We'll see you very soon. Don't forget, thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Take care.